Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well whenever you tune in and see this. So we are going to talk about some astrology stuff. We're going to go back a little bit in time, right? So it's going to be from February 18th until March 18th. So I know that today is February 27th, I believe. But we're just going to go back over, like I said, a couple of the astrology notes because they can still be affecting some people, and it's always just to be aware of them. And so, all the things that I'm going to tell you, as far as the key things for astrology, I put in the description box below for this website. It's not my website, but it's one that I use, Cafe Astrology. And so they have a whole list of all the astrology since January of this year all the way to December, if you want to check that out. Okay, so look further ahead, but you don't have to, of course. Just wanted to let you know that it is there. And then after this reading, we will go ahead and get into Pisces reading. All right, since it's Pisces season, okay. All right, so the first astrology note, since we're talking about Pisces, right, is on February 18th. The sun entered into Pisces. All right. And then there wasn't anything after that until about February 23rd. Jupiter was semi-square Pluto. Okay. So Jupiter is all about expansion. Whatever is going on, it will expand, whether it's good or bad. So when you put it kind of with that Pluto energy, we could say that. So Pisces, one of your rulers is Pluto and also Jupiter. And when I say Pisces, everyone has Pisces somewhere in their chart, right? Even if you're not a sun sign, rising or moon Pisces, okay? But some of the things that we could say is, like a generalization of Pluto energy would be. Since Neptune is one of your rulers, right? I said Pluto, but depending on your individual birth chart, Pisces, you can have some Pluto in your chart, right? But I meant to say Neptune. Okay, so Neptune, they're very similar energies, but different. So Neptune is one of Pisces rulers along with Jupiter, right? But Neptune, I believe right now we actually have currently on February 27th, we still have 3 planets in Neptune right now. So some of the themes of Neptune could be similar themes of Pisces energy, right? So we're talking about dreams, we're talking about the underworld, we're talking about illusions, we're talking about confusion, we're talking about drugs and alcohol, but also on the plus, more positive side, we're also talking about magical things, creative energy, enchanting energy. So to go back to February 23rd, when Jupiter is semi-square Pluto, some of those themes can still, mix in with the Neptune themes, and since we still have 3 planets in Neptune. All right, now also on the same day, on February 23rd, we had a last quarter moon, and then tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, on February 28th, Jupiter is quintile your true node. Okay, so there's the north node and the south node. And so your north node is more about, let's say, your career or your purpose in life, and your south node would be like lessons from your past life. Okay, there's more descriptions in that, but I'll leave it at that. Okay, so again, Jupiter energy expansion. So it could be expanding more into your true node, either whether it's for you right now, it'll be different for everyone, more about your career or your purpose in your life, or if it's about lessons from your past lives that you're relearning or closing out or something like that, okay? And then moving forward on March 1st, we have your true node is semi-square Chiron. So this is beautiful, again, whether it's your north node or your south node, right? Semi-square to Chiron. So Chiron is the Greek god, the wounded healer, right? So it's all about healing energy, okay? So there could be some healing energy with whatever is going on for you as far as that north node or south node energy, okay? Now, going forward on March 2nd, sorry, my notes are kind of hard to read sometimes. It's just my handwriting. But on March 2nd, we have a new moon in Pisces. It's Pisces season, right? So some people, it totally doesn't matter. You can do your magic or your manifestations at any time, but some people like to do certain type of magic and manifestation when the moon is the smallest, right, at the new moon. So then your magic is growing as it expands to the full moon. All right. Now moving forward on to March 6th, we have Mars is going to be entering into Aquarius. And on the same day, we also have Venus is going to be entering into air sign Aquarius. Okay, so what does this mean? So Mars is the Greek god of war, right? The ruler of Aries, but there's also positive sides to the Aries Mars energy. It's not just about war, angers, and frustration and quick outbursts, right? It can also be leadership qualities, creativity, many other things but I will leave it at that. So, and it depends, excuse me, on where, what is in like your individual birth chart, if you know, or if you don't know, right? You can get a free one online just by Googling it. Even if you don't have your exact birth time, you can still get a pretty good birth chart to find out your other placements, right? So depending on where your Mars is and what zodiac sign it's in, it can give you more information and more detail about that energy in general throughout your whole life, okay? But when Mars is going to be entering, you're going from Mars, which is fire sign, right, to more of that air sign Aquarius energy. And when we talk about Aquarius energy, we talk about, your Uranus energy, okay? So, because Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So it could be themes around rebellion, technology, innovation, individuality, surprises, shock value, and dynamic change. Okay, so that could be something going on around that Mars energy, whether it's anger, frustrations, outbursts, or even war, right? Since we have the stuff going on right now with Ukraine and Russia, but hopefully not. Hopefully, when that, regardless of how you feel about it, the Mars energy, when it enters into Aquarius, it's adding more air sign head energy, thinking with your mind and your head. Okay, so it's a nice balance. Anytime you have any elemental signs, coming together with another, right? So you have fire and air coming together. Let's say you have earth and water coming together, etc. There's always usually, some added benefit, but of course it'll be different for everybody. But we're going to hope for the best, right? And raise our vibrations and keep them high. So also, like I said, two things happening on March 6th. We also have Venus, which covers love and assets, big wealth, right? It's going to be entering also into Aquarius. So could be about love themes and higher forms of abundance and wealth and assets. Could be going along with the Aquarius energy of rebellion, technology, innovation, individuality, surprises, shock value, and dynamic change. All right. And then we have here on March 9th, Mercury is going to be entering into Pisces. So Mercury is all about communication, electronics, just to name a few, but it's really about how we communicate, right? So when we think of Mercury, it is actually, has a lot to do with Virgo energy, okay? So even though Virgo is an earth sign, and when we think of Mercury, we think of air sign, there is a lot of qualities that are both in Virgo energy. So you could even look to Virgo energy, coming together with that Mercury communication, electronics energy into Pisces themes, okay? And again, Pisces themes, right? It would be creativity. It would be drugs, alcohol, the underworld, but on the more positive side, magical enchantment, creativity. All right. But again, it will be different for everybody, or maybe you don't feel it at all, right? We're just going over the astrology notes here. We only have 3 left and then we are done. So on March 10th, we have Vesta is going to be entering into Aquarius as well. So Vesta is an asteroid and it represents you know, our plans for the future, our goals, our aspirations, going to be entering again into Aquarius theme. So you could have some goals or aspirations or plans for the future around technology, around this rebellious spirit, around innovation, your individuality, or your individuality and others, okay, or vice versa, right? Also around surprises, dynamic change, and shock value, okay? Something to do with these plans and goals for the future and aspirations for the future. Maybe they change a little bit than they were at the beginning of the year, or even last year or years ago. Okay. All right, now going forward on the same day, also on March 10th, we have a first quarter moon. We always talk about what the moon is doing. So that's pretty much all that's going on, those two things for that day. And then the last astrology note here is that on March 18th, we have a full moon in Virgo. So remember, I was talking about the Virgo energy, maybe even showing up before then, around that March 9th, when Mercury enters into Pisces. Well, here we have even more Virgo energy for the full moon of Virgo. And again, full moons, and just like any time or phase of the moon, it's great for manifestations and doing your magic and all of that. But of course, you can do that at any time. All right, so again, there's just a couple quick astrology notes here. Hopefully you find something helpful here, or gives you even more insight into what's going on for you at this time. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. And then I'll jump back on in a few minutes with the Pisces reading if you want to join me there. But if not, that's okay too. You guys take care, and I'll see you later. All right, bye.